Hi there, stamping friends. It's Marilyn coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. Stamping Creations with Marilyn. I try to come to you every Thursday evening at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. And I love sharing time with you and sharing a card with you. So, hello Bonnie, good to see you're watching. That must mean I'm in the right spot. So, thank you for joining in. As always, when you come on, please let me know where you're watching from. Tongue twister. Love to hear where people are from and the great community that we're sharing. Here in Spruce Grove today, we had some pretty cool weather. Don't know what the temperature was, but it was raining off and on and off and on, and just kind of a yucky day. But of course, the long weekend's coming, so normally in Alberta, that's what we end up getting. I can remember many a long weekend when we were still camping that we ended up with snow. I'm sure you've seen those cartoons on Facebook where the long weekend you have Friday is a beautiful sunny day, Saturday you're sitting around a campfire because you're cold, and Sunday you wake up to snow. Well, that's kind of what some of our camping experiences were. So welcome everyone. If it's your first time or your 20th time, I love having you here. So as I'm going to turn the camera down and show you the card that I'm going to make with you tonight, and please let me know if you have prepared papers and whatever to craft with me tonight. I did give you the dimensions prior to when I first set up this event, so hopefully some of you will. I've got a couple cards. They're quick and easy. Well, I think they are. And anyway, I will take the time to work with you getting through those if you would like to. So just let me know if you're going to do that. And hello, Marie. Yes, you are here. Good to see you. Good to see you. So as I turn the camera down, because it's May long weekend, let me know if you tell us some of your fond memories of the May long weekend. Maybe they weren't so fond, like our snow one, and I'll tell you more about that as we go through the evening. But what do you normally do on the May long weekend? Are you a camper, or do you go to a cabin? Just share with everyone. Let's see what everyone enjoys doing for the May long weekend. So I'm going to flip the camera so you can see the other side of my room and my desktop, and move it so it's a little bit closer, and check that I'm all in the right place. Everything seems to be working. So as usual, I will let you know that I have monthly card classes, which we actually had yesterday. So thank you, ladies, those of you who are on here and who joined me. That was great. I have monthly Christmas card classes, and which was last week, and I do have a Stamp-A-Stack, and this month it is going to be masculine cards. Of course, registration closed for that because I had to get kits out. And our Friday with Zoom with Friends class is always a real hit with everyone. We have such a great time together doing that. And if you want to join that, just send me an email or a notice somehow, message, and I can certainly put you on our email list for that. So good to see you all here. Thank you again. And let's carry on. I will read all of your comments after. As always, I do read every comment. I don't comment on all of them, just because I've heard that's not Facebook's favorite thing. And I've had some issues with messages from Facebook, so I'm trying to sort that out. I don't know what's happening there, but I'm trying to stay out of Facebook jail, so bear with me. But all of your comments go into my Wheel of Winning, which I have ready for tonight, to win the card from the prior week. So please comment and let us know what you like and what you would like to see me do. So on my desktop, you can see my workstation. You can see my host code that's current. If you're shopping with me and don't have another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to have you as a customer, and that would be the code to use. Currently, till the end of May, the M months are mixed up. There is a special that Stampin' Up! Is having where if you join, which is always the best thing to do, you get the starter kit for $135, and you always can pick $165 worth of products, but currently you will end up with $256 because they are going to give you in color products, including cardstock, designer paper and ink pads and some grid paper. So a great deal. If you want to talk about that, have any questions about it, be sure and give me a holler and let me know. Okay, so card tonight. Is there anyone that is going to craft along with me? Please put it in the comments. I don't see anyone saying that they are planning on doing that. Rained in Edmonton. Yes, I would imagine, Karen. Okay, well, I will go over the dimensions, and they are in the first post under this event, if you go back and look at that, so that you can make one and share it with me later. So for my card base, I am going to start. I didn't pre-make a card because it was, I think, quite easy. So we're going to make two of them actually in different colors. I am using the Symbols of Fortune paper because I had some left, and I just thought it's great no matter which side of the paper you use. So for my card base, well, that is wrong already. This one, okay, this one is 8.5 by 5.5. This one's 4 1/4 by 11, but I'm sure that you recognize that. So I'm just going to fold that in half, and it's going to be a card that will stand up this way. And then we are going to have cardstock cut at 4 3/4 by 3.5, 4 by 2 3/4. We are going to have designer paper at 5 1/4 by 4, so that's your regular next layer. 4 1/2 by 3 1/4, 3 3/4 by 2 1/2, and I also have a piece 6 by 2 1/4 for my envelope. So if you haven't guessed already, what's going to happen is layers like this. Whoops. And each one is just a little bit smaller than the one prior, and they're going to go together. It's called, I believe, triple stamping, and I do have a card that I found in my box of fun fold cards, I call it. Fancy fold, fun fold, you know, we all have those different names for those cards, and I do have a container full of them so I can go back and recreate for you whenever need be. And I do have one in there, I'll just show you that one right away, that I pulled out of there, that actually had stamping. So in effect, it's the same thing, only I'm not stamping the paper here, I'm using the designer paper. But this one was stamped and then cut out. You can see the stitched framelets or stitched dies that cut it, and then the cardstock put in between, but lined it up so you can see that the shapes are all still there. So it's kind of a neat one. I've seen recently the it's the hanging flowers that are in the current catalog. Can't remember what the name of them are now, but I've seen that one done a lot because it would give you the shape. You guys know. Somebody tell me, what is that stamp set called? Can't remember right now. So basically, to put your card together, that is all you do. Now, a couple of things that, wisteria, thank you, Roz. Yes, that is what it is. A couple of things that you can do. You'll notice I have used the double oval punch for a layer, and I will have a layer with words on it. If you wanted, because you're not going to be seeing these layers, you could certainly punch this out of there. The other thing that you could do is take your stitch dies and find one. Well, that one's not quite. I think I would. I'm sure you get the idea of where I'm going with this. If you take one this size and you wanted to cut it out of here, that would be a paper saving as well, because you're not going to see it when you put this over. As you can see, I've got my layers done, and I did not do that, but it would be, if you're running short of paper, and sometimes we are with cardstock. I don't think any of us run short of paper with designer paper. For some reason, we have lots of it. So the other thing to just let you know what I did here, I found, I don't remember, I think it might have been Don Griffith that had all the sizes for these dies. And when I was trying to figure this out, I thought I need to know the sizes. So I've just attached them on a sticky note so that if I come back, I don't need to get my ruler out and look at those sizes. So let's build a card. I didn't see anybody that was building with me, so I'm not going to hesitate there. And as usual, I am using my liquid glue and just going to line my layers up. And hopefully everything is where you can see it. Looks like. And also on this one, and I don't think I will on the ones I'm doing, I did not use dimensionals because there's quite a bit of thickness with all the layers. So you can, if you want to, mount your paper first and then mount each of the layers. That's a good thing. I don't think it really matters. And if you had paper that you could line up with the design, it would work well too. But again, I think it's a great way to use up this paper that we all seem to hoard. I know, Karen, I'm not picking on you, but I know that you have told us in the past that you usually buy 2 packages, one to cut up and use and one to look at, right? Is there anyone else that does that? It is one way of at least having the paper when you need it. Not like when I go to prep for a class and I think, oh, I don't have enough of that. So then I'm on the phone to my downline or my fellow demonstrators that are close by saying, can I borrow? And that's what's so great about our Stampin' Up community, is that everyone is willing to share like that. So there is basically our card. You're trying to break the habit. Don't worry about it, Karen. Don't break the habit. That's okay. So you've got a design that looks good when somebody gets it, and then I'm going to use my oval, scalloped oval there, and I am going to stamp and punch. You guessed it. Happy birthday. It is definitely my go-to word stamp. And I'm hoping this fits in my punch. I haven't haven't tested it yet. This is from the Peaceful Moments stamp set, which did carry forward. And it is my go-to birthday wishes. That I will put up with dimensionals. The scalloped part, just because. So it that's another good idea, Marie. I see you saying that you only buy 1 package, but you cut up part of it and leave the other part as 12 by 12s. That's another good idea, because a lot of times we don't need a full 12 by 12, but it is certainly nice to have it when you do want to use it. So that is my dimensionals on that one. And bear with me, because my kind of deceiving when there's a design on the paper like that, but I think that is good for that one. So then let's move on, and I'm going to do one with the other side of that paper. So you'll notice this paper is just the flip side, and quite often, I'm sure you've heard me say before, that it's the hardest part of doing any of this is deciding which side of the paper you want to use. So I'm going to try and get my swans the right direction. And on this one, I did do that cutting. So you can see I took the stitch dies, cut out that one. So now when I put it on here, you won't be able to notice the difference, but my layers, and this one does have, it fits a little bit tighter than this one, but it has a stitched edge around it. So have any of you done something like that? Do you do that with your, like even punching this out, I could have done it from behind here again. So let's share some of those ideas, what you find works well for, and this card is going the other, not going the other direction, it's still landscape, but it is the other size of paper. So I like the gold. The other thing I could have put on this one, except I didn't have any at the time because I had to order more, is the gold layer. Like, wouldn't gold look sharp behind here? And because I've done this, I am going to, maybe I'm going to get a new thing of glue. Just glue my cardstock down first, and then my paper over top. Because sure shooting, if I would have tried to do it the other way, I would have had glue in here and all over my fingers. So I didn't look today, but any of you who are demonstrators, have you looked recently to see if this glue is still on the not orderable list? It was one day last week when I looked. I thought, oh my, sure lucky I have a few extra of those. And for this again, I'm just going to do each one separately. And don't go away at the end. I do have the draw to make for last week's card. Plus, I am getting lots of happy mail. Thank you, everyone who belongs to the card swaps that I do. I am working on my swap cards, and they will be ready by the end of the month, which is the deadline. But I have started receiving them, so I want to share some of those with you as well. So there. Now, you don't need the sizes there anymore, but we're going to have, of course, which one do you like best when it comes to the end here. And I'm going to use crumb cake, which is this paper. And I'm going to stamp on a piece of Very Vanilla because that goes together better with the crumb cake. Just ordered inventory. Yes, either it's not orderable or inventory is low. Thank you. So it is still kind of obviously a supply issue, but I mean, there are lots of other adhesive that we can get, but like all of you, we all kind of have our favorites, and this liquid one happens to be one of mine. So I will usually when I place an order, and this is just my preference, I like to make sure it's at least, that's not very good. Notice that? I can't get it down far enough to cut it, so I'm going to have to trim it. Used to be at least $100, so I didn't have to pay the higher shipping. Well, I guess it still is that, it's just the shipping is higher now that we're up to 11% instead of 10%. Just a little harder to calculate in your head. So if I'm ordering something and I need a little bit of something to make it up to that total, usually this is what I put on it, is dimensionals, some kind of adhesive, whether it's liquid glue, dimensionals, not so much tear and tape, but good idea, Roz. Roz says she usually adds 1 or 2 of these to every order so she doesn't run out. That's pretty organized, Roz. I don't know if I could be that organized. So I'm one of those that usually I hit that button that says submit, and then I think, oh, I forgot to order this. So there are the 2 cards. So give me opinions, and I'm going to do the envelopes to match. So for this one, I will do a white envelope. And we had a discussion about this recently in one of my classes about whether, okay, enough is enough. Adding designer paper is a good idea, or the other suggestion someone shared was using an embossing folder, and I have done that. And other than it's a little bit thick to go through the cut and emboss machine. Oh yeah, now I got ink glue everywhere. We'll just use that little spreader thing on the other end. I do like putting the embossing on if it matches what I'm doing with the card, but for today, oh boy, not doing very well, am I? But it can be spread. So all you need to add the DSP to your envelope is a piece 6 by 2 1/4, and put it on just so it's up to the edge, and then I will trim that once it dries a little bit, especially since I've got so much on there. And then for my second one, because I'm dealing with Very Vanilla somewhere. Okay. I thought I had a piece cut for that one. I will do one, and whoever wins the card next week, you can tell me which designer paper one you want, and I'll make sure you've got the matching envelope. That is strange, but so all you would do then is trim it like so. And yes, I see, Bonnie, you've already decided you like this, the gold one. Yeah, put those comments in too. Not a problem. I just don't pick this one, because that one is in my kit. I can't give it up just at the moment. So there we go. We have the card. Now I can, Rhonda, you like all 3 of them. Thank you. I'm glad. Glad. So I will just tidy up there a bit so you can see them all. And I'm going to show you some of the Happy Mail. Before I get to the mail, I want to show you what we did in our card class yesterday. On our monthly card class, I usually make 3 cards. This is one done with the new Parakeet Party. And one of the gals said, I'm going to call this my weed card. It's leaves cut out of the poppy die set. And these are out of the new Stylish Shapes dies. But I just wanted to highlight the parakeet color. This one is one that it took a bit of trial, because it's folded around where the greeting is. And we started out, this paper's a bit thick for it. Where I found it with Kelly Atchison, she had said she used lighter designer paper. So to try it, what the gals and I did was use a piece of just computer paper, which is 8.5 by 11. So that worked well. We all finally got it figured out. And then this one is a fancy fold but it's done with the paper cut and kept in order. So you, again, can use your designer paper very effectively to have that shown. So those were the ones we did. And now this one is one that I received from Gail. I think, Gail, you're on here, so thank you very much. It's a gorgeous way to show off the new colors. And just that touch of black, just perfect. This one's from Kathleen, and thank you, Kathleen, for the kind words in it, as well as for sharing it on our staycation. It was one of the challenges we had, and Kathleen did the challenge and shared it. This one is from Catherine. Again, thank you for the kind words, and it's one that she patterned after a staycation card that we had shown, and I love this set. Don't have that yet, but will eventually. So a great way, again, to use your designer paper. And as well, from Bonnie for our swap, she has done the same thing with the designer paper, using it. And so we've got some great cards that we get. This one is from Lori, and it's got, I don't know if you can see the little water drops going into the flowers. Very, very effective. And this paper, I'm guessing, is probably from that Waves of the Ocean, one of the backside papers. This one's from Sharon, again in a swap. Always remember, and on the inside she's got our friendship is a thing of beauty, and really, Sharon, it is. Thank you so much. More designer paper. This one's from Karen. Thank you. Great use of this is one of the new ones. Just a minute, she's got it right here. Nature's Print. And it has dies that match it. It has beautiful paper that goes with it. And I can't remember, and I don't think she put on it page numbers, but it's in the current catalog. This one is from Karina, and it's using the, it's something about, not Time for a Drink, but it is Cheers to You or something. And look at the fold on this one. Isn't that kind of neat? How it folds, but it kind of covers the side, and yet it doesn't stick over. Like, really effective. This one is from Cheryl, using the Hues of Happiness. This background die is perfect for this. It just shows a little bit of color popping through. And another one with that same, and I don't have a description of that one. Again, some of you on here probably know what it is, and I'd have to look it up. But she's got the brick embossing folder and some clear heat embossing on that side. So lots of different techniques used in these cards. So I love it. I love getting the happy mail each day. So thank you ever so much, all of you. So it's brewed for you. Thank you, Karen. I knew you guys would come through and tell me what it is. So by the time I learn what those are, the catalog will probably change. So bear with me while as we go through this. So alrighty. So again, I thank you all for joining, and I'm going to bring my Wheel of Winning over, and we can see who won this card, which was last week's card we did with the hinge stamping. And if any of you have the Stamparatus, have you tried that technique? There's lots of different stamp sets that it does work with. So I'll just move these, and we were talking about which ones of these you liked better. And if you don't have, easiest is to use the designer paper, as I said, but if you want to try one with the stamping, please share it with us. I'd love to see what techniques or what designs you end up having with that. So, okay, I'm going to go to my, if I can find my right page, and show you. I have, try and get the glare off that a little bit. I have all your names in here from last week. Anybody who commented, thank you very much. And I can't have the sound on there because of the feedback, but looks like we have Deb O as the winner. Congratulations, Deb. And please message me your address and I will pop that in the mail to you. I love sending happy mail to all of you guys too. So thanks again for everybody for joining. Keep in touch. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me do. I do still have that braided one. I am going to work on it within the next few weeks for anybody who wants to see it. And otherwise, we'll just keep having fun and crafting together. Take care, everyone. Bye now.